By the end of this video, you'll know the straightest line to buying a rental property with $0. And it works, even if you're brand new to real estate. And I'll lay it all out for you step by step how this plays out multiple times per month right here in my office. Step 1. Find the seller. And notice I didn't say find the property, because no money down deals lie within the seller's motivation to sell. People who need to sell fast and are willing to negotiate. And I've got 46 different ways on how to find them, but I'm gonna give you 3 right now. The first one, expired listings. There are currently 1,000 listings a day expiring. That's 1,000 sellers that are frustrated that their homes didn't sell and that they're now looking for a different solution. So call them directly and ask, would you be open to me taking over your payments? Second place, go to a website just like Zillow. It can be really simple. Search owner financing and you'll find more opportunities for no money down deals than you've seen in a very long time. These are already pre-negotiated for creative financing. And just call them and ask, for starters, what's the lowest down payment you'd consider? And then the third place, the all-new Deal Machine. With just a couple of clicks, this app will give you access to millions of motivated sellers nationwide, including their phone numbers and email addresses. So just call them, text them, send them some direct mail, or send them an email asking, would you consider selling your property? And their AI will even do a bunch of the heavy lifting for you. My private client, Jeff, just scored a lakefront resort with 100% seller financing using it. So you can get free access right now at thenewdealmachine.com. Step 2, negotiate price and terms. And you know what the price is all about. You do want to get the lowest price that you can, but don't put too much emphasis on it because the deal is really in the terms. And there are 2 specific terms that you need to know. The first one is subject to. With this, you don't actually buy the house outright. You take over the seller's existing mortgage. I mean, imagine a relay race. The seller hands you the baton and then you run with it. So the mortgage, it stays in their name, but you now own the property. It's like renting a car, but instead of giving it back, you take ownership legally and permanently. The second term is seller financing, and I like this one even better. You see, the seller becomes your bank. They let you pay for the property in monthly installments, often at terms far better than what a bank would offer. You see, motivated sellers don't care about how they get paid as much as they care about solving their problems. And you're the solution. So embrace that, and a whole new world in real estate will open up to you. Step 3, put it in writing. Deals don't exist without paperwork. It's the glue that holds everything together, protecting you and giving the seller peace of mind. And you need the right contract for the right deal. For subject to deals, your purchase agreement should specify that you're taking over the mortgage. And you want to include a clause, say like this: buyer agrees to make all mortgage payments directly to the lender starting at some specific date. For seller financing, you're gonna need a promissory note and a deed of trust. These documents, they outline your payment schedule, the interest rate, if any, and what happens if you default. Grab all the paperwork I use at epicdockit.com. It's already proven and tested. But here's a pro tip. Always have a real estate attorney or title company review your documents to ensure that everything there is enforceable in your market. Missing one detail could cost you the entire deal. While most people spend years saving for their first investment property, those who know these strategies, they just skip right to the front of the line. But what happens to those stuck in the old system? Well, they're chained to their savings accounts, watching opportunities just slip by. Don't let that be you. And that brings us to step 4, using other people's money, OPM. Because here's the golden rule of real estate, is that you can get rich using your own money, but you get wealthy using other people's money. Even if a deal requires some cash for, say, earnest money, a down payment, or rehab, you don't need to use your own funds. That's what produces infinite returns on your investments. And there's 3 sources of OPM. The first one is private money lenders. These are individuals, friends, family, or wealthy acquaintances looking for better returns than a savings account. In the pitch here, it's really simple. Hey, would you be open to earning 8% interest on your money secured by real estate? That's how you can start the conversation. 2, hard money lenders. These professionals, they specialize primarily in real estate, and they move fast, and they focus more on the property's value rather than they're focusing on your credit score. So if you need, say, $20,000 for a rehab, they'll fund it in days. Just make sure that your numbers support the repayments. Number 3, credit lines. Your credit score is an asset. Many banks offer 0% interest lines of credit to qualified borrowers. Chase has a bit of a loophole built in right now to one of their programs specifically for real estate investors. You can apply and get the details at loopholelending.com and you can get started there. And here's the lie that everyone believes. You need a fat bank account to get into real estate. Banks, down payments, credit scores, those are all the gatekeepers, right? Wrong. The truth is that the best investors don't rely on their own money, they rely on their creativity. They've mastered creative strategies like subject to, seller financing, and OPM. Think of these as your cheat codes to real estate, unlocking opportunities that others miss. While the average investor is battling with rising interest rates, cutthroat competition, and endless paperwork, you're navigating the process with ease. You're avoiding all of these optional hurdles that they take on, and you're finding creative deals, just like another private client of mine, Peter, who was contacted by a homeowner in Kansas City who had their house on the market for 6 months with no luck, and they had a mortgage at 2.65% interest on their property. That's gold in today's high-rate market. So after getting nowhere with traditional buyers, the sellers were getting desperate. And that's when Peter called after their listing expired and asked, hey, would you be open to me taking over your payments if I paid your full asking price? Well, after 6 months on the market, the seller said, and I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but it was essentially, this is the best offer to come my way so far, and I'm at a point where I do need to sell, so yes, I'll do that. So think about this. If Peter didn't solve their problem, they were stuck paying for a home they couldn't afford any longer. It would have bled the seller dry after a few more months. And that's where Peter was able to step in and create a win-win solution. And so the deal, it broke down like this. 1, Peter contacted the seller because their listing had just expired, and it turned out that the seller was behind on payments and stressed about losing his home. 2, Peter negotiated the terms. He offered to take over the mortgage, no money up front, just peace of mind for the seller. 3, Peter put it in writing. He took ownership, so his name went on title, but the mortgage, it stayed in the seller's name, and that was all laid out very clearly in the paperwork. And step 4, no down payment or rehab was required. So outside of closing costs, Peter didn't need OPM for this one. And that got Peter to step 5, receive cash flow. Peter rented out the property for $1,800 a month, and that covered the $1,268 mortgage, leaving him $532 in monthly cash flow. So what did $532 a month mean for Peter? That was maybe a car payment, some extra savings. I mean, it was just his first deal. But repeat that every other month or so, and you're looking at life-changing passive income in 12 to 24 months. Now, if you're thinking, hey, this sounds amazing, how do I start? Well, here's a 3-step cheat sheet. First, grab the tools to find the deals. TheNewDealMachine.com, that's gonna get you the most bang for your buck. You're gonna get all the phone numbers and all the email addresses of all the sellers, where with other services, that's an additional cost. Number 2, learn the lingo. Understand other creative terms like wraparound mortgages and balloon payments and deferrals. That's gonna give you a ton of other options in putting creative deals together. And I happen to put a list together for you and uploaded it over at epicbreakthrough.com. Number 3, build a network. This is a people business, so find investors, title companies, and attorneys who specialize in creative financing. Look into your local real estate investor association group or join the Epic community at epicinvested.com. And if you'd like to look into working together, say one-on-one, and follow in Peter's footsteps, go to reiace.com. And if you're hungry for more creative financing ideas, I pulled this video out special for you to watch next. It's an absolute masterclass on creative financing. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe, because that's all we do here. We talk about the housing market, creative financing, and finding the best off-market deals. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.